trying. Tell me how you're fighting. Fighting for your life. Oh, I'm fighting for a good life. Oh, are you fighting for a better world?
TGL baby 2014. Again, my name is Jimmie. I'm thanking you for stopping by once more so we can work on this word right here for this quarter, for this 2014 first quarter year. We talking about this right here, finish. We talking about complete. We talking about whatever we set out to start, whatever we started with, whatever we call it New Year's resolution, whatever our decisions are, we want to get to a point where we have completed it, man. We crossed the finish line. We done. We set out for something and we accomplished it. No matter how big or how small, that's what this season 2 of the Good Life Jimmie is about. It's about you completing your course. So check it out. We want to talk about one important component of our progress. This is going to make you or it's going to break you. This is where the rubber meets the road. Question I got for you is, what do you see? Because whatever you see determines what you're doing, determines what you're going to do. When I say see, I'm talking about your perception, what you see about yourself. That's the key. What do you see about yourself? When you think about you, when you think about your life, when you think about your abilities, are you thinking, okay, I don't have the ability. I'm not smart enough. I'm not disciplined enough. I don't have the moral capabilities of being a parent, a spouse. I don't have the mindset to be a graduate student or a student. I don't have the wherewithal to complete a task once I started. I lack discipline. I lack self-control. I lack confidence. I see myself as undisciplined, overweight. I see myself as someone who is always in lack. All these negative thoughts, all these negative perceptions about ourselves is what stops us. It's what keeps us on the street of stuck. Because we can never ever rise above our perception of who we are. I mean, you can dream all day. I'm dreaming about being an entrepreneur. I'm dreaming about being a spouse or a great parent. I'm dreaming about losing this 10, 20, 30 pounds. I'm dreaming about having a house and peace in my home. All these great aspirations that people have. But when we take it down to what we operate from, the seat, the position of life is from the perception of who you are. The scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As you think in your heart, it ain't about your bank account, it ain't about what folks say about you, it's what you say about you. It's what you think about you. When you get up in the morning, what do you see? A loser? And I'm saying it's on the inside. I'm talking about that deep crevice mindset of when you wake up and you laying in bed at night and you thinking about who you are. What are you thinking? Because from the seat, from that position, is how you operate. You will never ever change your situation, your circumstances, until you change your perception about yourself. That's the key. That's the story of the gospel. It's the fact that we're in Christ Jesus. That's the story. It's not about me. It's about what he's done for me. Here it is. You can't move. You can't make progress. You can't be what you desire to be until you see on the inside of your heart what you say you really want to be. It has to be real on the inside before it is on the outside. You have to see it on the inside of your heart. I am a winner. I am disciplined. I do have self-control. I am confident. I can complete this task. I can go back to school and get my undergrad and my graduate degree. I can make progress. I don't care how hard people say it is. I can do it because I see myself as one who's able to complete what I start. Do you see the difference? What do you see? Because what you see is what you're going to be able to do. You can't have a winning dream with a loser mindset. It doesn't work. You got to have a winning dream and a winning mindset to be a winner. 3 things, 3 areas, or 3 ways we have developed perception about ourselves. The first way is from what folks say about us, what we heard all our life. You know, he's an average student. You know, he's never going to be much. He's just like his dad, or he's just like his mother, or you know, he has these shortcomings and they have this. So he'll never really be academically smart. He's not really creative. They're not really bright. They don't have what it takes to get into this role. Until you stop listening to that, you will never rise above to the level you want to be at. Until you shut that stuff down, until you go deaf in your ears to the perception of what people are saying about you, you will stay on the street of stuck. Too many of y'all right now are stuck because what folk told you for so many years, and you bought into that lie. You've been, as Malcolm X said, hoodwinked. You've been had. You've been bamboozled to think that that's all you got to offer is a 9-to-5 job. That's all you got to offer is to come home to a house that you barely making the payments on. That's all you selling up for that mess. That's not God. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to see yourself like God sees you. Instead, we bought into this lie of what folks said mediocrity becomes the lifestyle. We don't press, we don't work, we don't push. Why? Because it's hard. And folks say I ain't got what it takes to go through stuff that's tough and it's hard. Listen, you better stop listening to that if you want to make progress in your life. You got to leave that behind you. You got to start focusing on what he said, not what they said. Until you do, you will stay on the street of stuck. My people, let's get off of this street. Second way people do this, and this is where we mess up. I've been here many times on the street of stuck because of this one. Past experiences formed our perception of who we are. Because you tried something and it didn't work. And what happened? You concluded, I don't have what it takes. I've been there. I'm an investor. I done lost a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of properties, and I had the opportunity, and I was there. I was so stuck many a times in my life. Stuck in my past experiences, my past failures, my past goals that didn't get achieved, and I just knew that was going to happen. But obstacles came, stopped me, and I stuck. I stayed there and thought, I don't have what it takes. Bought into the lie of mediocrity. Miserable. Because I was mediocre. Miserable because I was trying to be like everybody else was. Miserable. And then one day, the Spirit of God dealt with me and I saw something. I saw who I thought I was. And it wasn't who he said I was. And see, when I started seeing who he said I was, I started making progress. I started doing something. I stopped observing from situations and started making progress toward who he said I was. See, the street of stuck a whole lot of folks is on because you think so little about who you are. You think so little about what you have. You think you don't have nothing to offer. You think you're not creative, you're not smart. You're not disciplined. Truth is, you are. It's laying dormant on the inside of you. It's there. But it's your perception is how you live life. Even the blind see. Even the blind have perception. They have it through their ears and through their touch. We live in our perception of how we think about ourselves. That's how our life is lived. How are you seeing yourself? How are you thinking about yourself? See, that is what's determining what you're going to do and what you are doing on a regular basis. See, here it is. If you don't think much about yourself, you won't do much. And past experiences form images. But let me help you out. Past experiences, only that said, past experiences. Never believe the lie. The third way people can have a perception about themselves is the right way, is what God says about them. I think about the story of Abraham. Abraham was a man that God made an agreement with, 75 years old. He said, listen, Abraham, leave your mother and your father. I'm going to make of you a great nation. Okay, he's 75, he ain't got no kids, but God's going to make of him a great nation. So So he leaves, and 25 years later, the promise comes to pass. But what happens over those 25 years is one day God takes him out. He said, Abraham, look up at the stars of the sky, man. Do you see them? Abraham's like, yeah. Look at the sand. He said, you see them? He's like, yes. God says, so shall your descendants be. Hold up, I'm like 80-something years old, 90-something years old. How this going to happen? But God dealt with him. Changed his name from Abram to Abraham. Abram to Abraham. Abram to Abraham. Abraham meaning father of many nations. For over 25 years he heard father of many nations. 75, 80, 90, 95. Father of many nations, still no kids. Wife just as old as he is. Sarah, 25 years. Sarah meaning mother of many nations. Went on for years. Mother of many nations. Went on for years. Mother of many nations. And one day, Abraham started seeing what God saw. He saw himself as a father of many nations because what he saw and what he heard. I can't help but to think that's the same way we're developed and the same way we're framed. God has great things for us. He has the good life. That's what the good life is about. People, why you got the good life? Because that's what it's about. God has prepared for us the good life. And I can't help but think as God has all these plans for us to have a good life, until we change our perception about ourselves, we won't experience it. Until we stop seeing ourselves as drunkards, as always as a party animal. Stop seeing yourself as somebody who got to sleep with everybody. Stop seeing yourself as somebody who always in lack. Stop seeing yourself as somebody who is undisciplined and overweight. You gotta, if you want to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, or 150 pounds, you gotta start seeing a champion. You gotta start seeing a slim, strong individual, because that slim, strong individual will wake up the one that's overweight and tell the one that's overweight, let's get to work. Why? Because I'm slim and I'm strong. The overweight is where you experiencing, but once you see yourself as slim and strong, guess what? The weight coming off. Once you see yourself as doing right and being right and speaking the truth and having integrity and walking in love and having peace in your home and having discipline as a man, having discipline as a woman, not going off the handle, yelling, cussing, fussing, having all kind of turmoil in your house, until you start seeing yourself as somebody who brings peace, you always have a bunch of chaos going on in your house and in your situations. Why? Because that's how you see yourself, as the tyrant coming in to shake stuff up and to mess stuff up. I'm telling you, change your perception about yourself and you will change where you're going. Yes, we going there, baby. It's the good life. My name is Jimmie. Hey, God bless you. God keep you. We will see you on next week. And thanks so much for all the YouTube pushing it out. Share it. Subscribe, man. Let folk know that God got a good life for them. And we holler at you next week.